So, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Uh, Today we'll be talking about Infosys certification exam, that is Infytq, and we will be talking about the interview process in detail. And also we will be talking about the DSC role which Aditya has just cracked in Infosys. So without wasting time, let's get started.
Brief
Yeah, so
introduction.
Aditya, let's get started with your brief introduction. So before you start, let me just introduce you. Like,
Okay.
give me the honor to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Yeah, so Aditya is, an awesome front end developer. He's also my batchmate, and we've been working together for last 1 year, I guess. Yeah,
Yes. Okay. So thank you, Subham, for having me on your channel.
no need
Like,
of formality, bro.
so as Subham has introduced, my name is Aditya, and I'm pursuing computer science and engineering degree from Technomin Salt Lake. And yeah, my interests are in front end, mostly in front end development. But yeah, I like a full stack development part, and we were working as a internship partner, as a project partners, and as a batchmates, as exam cheating partners from past 6 months to 12 months. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Aditya. So let's start with Infosys. So, like the Infosys certifications exam starts in March, I guess. March or
Yeah,
April was it?
yeah, we were notified in the second week of March that
March,
Infosys
yeah.
is conducting two examinations. One is Infytq and another is Hack
One
Vacancy.
is, yeah, hack. Yeah, so let's start with the brief process of Infytq, or rather to say what is Infytq, and like what was the process.
Yeah, so Infytq is like a whole country level examination conducted by Infosys itself. So the whole motive of this examination is basically providing a certification to the programmer who qualify their different stages of examinations, and the second is the like whoever got good marks during the examination, Infosys gives
They
them
get
opportunity.
chance of interview.
Yeah, they get the chance of PPO, pre-placement, PPI, pre-placement
Yeah,
interview.
yeah,
Yeah. So the in the second week of March we got the notification, and by the end of the by the third week of March we were supposed to complete the registration process.
there's registration.
So the examinations were of three levels. First one is the qualifying round. Most probably it was totally MCQ based, and the second round is second
Basically,
round.
that the first round is is a lottery.
Yeah, means
If
it
you
was
get,
like lottery. But yeah, there was one demerit also. It also have a negative marking, so we cannot tell
yeah,
it as a full lottery.
yeah, but I have seen people performing so well in MCQ round but still not getting selected. Like I know some awesome programmers, coders, like they it is hard to clear the MCQ round. It is a lot of luck based.
Yeah,
That's
but
why.
if we consider like the MCQs which were given in this examination, like in the Java part, there was a code snippet whether we have to give the output. Yeah, that can be considered as good enough from the those who feel difficulty in the MCQ, because we simply need to perform
Yeah,
the output.
yeah,
So this examination was pretty good from the MCQ point of view. Those who think that they can't clear the MCQ round, and it was there was also database questions, and yeah, so the
as like
MCQ.
I also gave the exam, and as far as I remember, the database MCQs parts was now a bit tough. Like they were 3 to 4 level of nested query in
Yeah,
SQL.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I found that part pretty tough. Like,
yeah. Means, but the examination were full based on like whether the student have experience or not. They don't see that whether we are starting or we
yeah,
have
yeah,
done
of course. That
masteries
is
in
up.
the database. So
Yeah, that is up. So yeah, so after the MCQ round, so what was the next one?
So after the MCQ round, those who get 65% or above, they are qualified for the final rounds. So in the final round, there were MCQ based on the Java or Python MCQ, whichever programming language we select, and a database MCQs. But in this round, there were no negative marking, and there were two hand-on coding questions. And I would say that one was easy level, and second was between easy to medium, not totally medium. So this was the pattern of the final round.
Okay, and after that we have an advantage round, I
Yeah, I
guess.
mean, so the advantage round criteria was that the first of all, the those who qualified the final round, they were given the chance of interview in pre-placement interview in the Infosys for the system engineer. I
Yeah,
means one level below the pre-placement interview that we
digital.
get in the advantage round. So one those who clears the final round with good marks, means above 65%, they would get the chance of an optional round that is known as advantage round. So in the whole purpose of advantage round was to give, first one is the certification and the second is the pre-placement
So I
interview
guess
for
the
the
certification
DSC
is
role.
given based on the final round, right?
No, 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 no. This year their policies were changed. Like the ones who get the pre-placement interview opportunity, only they can get the certificate. And also there was one more condition: if they perform well in the interview, then only they will get the certificate. It's not just
Okay,
clearing the examination. It was
okay.
how well we can
Okay,
present
means that
ourselves.
is after the final round, right?
Yeah, means after the final round, if someone get like system engineer role, then they will have the interview. If they perform well in that interview, they will get the
Get the
certification.
certificate. Okay,
And in advantage round also, if they get the pre-placement interview for the DSE, then they will also, if they clear the interview with means uh, if they clear the interview, then they will get the certification along with the placement opportunity, offer letter.
and means you're telling like there is a qualifying round,
Yeah.
then there is a final round,
Mm.
then advantage round, and then there is an interview. After that, you get a job and certificate.
Certification.
Okay. So like just starting with the qualifying round. So like what are you thinks are the requirements, or somebody preparing for the qualifying round? So what are the tasks which they must focus on for the preparation?
So from qualifying point of view, based like like if you select Java, there were two programming language options. First one is the Java, and second one is the Python. So the OOPS concept is the mandatory, like it's the universal mandatory thing in the whole, like in any company. So OOPS must be clear cut, like crystal clear. Something which is known as crystal clear. Second thing is the database, like you should know the theory part as well as the query part also. But in the in qualifying round, there were like more of the theory part only, not much query. So yeah,
Bro,
basic
it
knowledge
was
will
there
be.
were queries like two, three query I remember.
Yeah, but considering the 20 questions,
Yeah, yeah, of course. And
considering the
and
20,
and like one more thing which I'd like to add, like people should practice time. Time management was a very important thing in the
yes,
qualifying
in the
exam.
like in the Java, they were in the uh, programming part where there were the code snippets. We have like the code snippets were not like 5 to 10 line. There were
Yeah, they were very
approximately
big,
uh,
30,
40 to
40 lines.
45 lines.
Yeah,
Code snippet having 2 to 3 classes, and we have to give the output, or we have to just uh, tick the whatever the missing line is there. And also there was negative marking. So yeah, time management along with the accuracy is the key point to qualify this qualifying round. And
the
a good
point is very big, right?
cut kar dena. To clear this qualifying round, yeah, to clear this qualifying round. And second, last thing I would say that yeah, there were also the questions of aptitude. So a bit knowledge of aptitude is also required, like not a very high level. So yeah, basic knowledge like whatever the time work and all those unitary method questions and all those things.
Okay. Okay. So after the qualifying round, like how much time did they take to give the result?
So, the qualifying round held in the first week of April. So by third week of April, we the results were announced, and by in the first week of May, the final round was there. So first or second week of May. So we were having our final round. We qualified the cleared the qualifying round.
Okay, okay. So coming to the final round, like what was the structure of the final round
So final round, like it was same as means there were two
sections?
MCQ section. First one is the based on Java or Python, means totally on based on code snippet. Second is the database, and the third section was two hand-on coding questions, and there were no negative marking in this section in this whole
Yeah, of course.
final round. And the level of coding question was like first one is the easy, and the second one was between easy to medium, not much not going in much hard section. And in the database, yeah, in this round there were queries, enough queries, and yeah, database was pretty much hard this time. And the code snippet, like the Java and Python part, was mostly similar as last one, so there were no much difference between the first qualifying
But
round
you
and
know,
the
like
final round.
I don't really understand. Like, what is the point of capping the languages between Java and Python? There may be other people now who may like know C++ very good. Yeah, they also
Might
have
they
that
might
with Infinity to go with, but in Infytq also they must have a chance now.
they also want to see that how the candidates can adapt to the circumstances of the examinations.
Yeah,
There is
on
also a
spot
key
thinking.
factor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether they are
Okay.
ready to take the challenge, like
Yeah,
this
of
kind of
course.
thing.
Like everybody is looking for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, Aditya, suppose somebody comes and asks you, like, how much stars in Coursera do a person requires to get, 65% qualifying percentage in the final round?
uh, I would rather say that 2 to 3 stars. Like for qualifying round, I don't even consider that people need to be having the stars on
No,
the
not
course.
for the qualifying round. No, in the
Means
final.
okay. So for final round, I would tell that basic, like not if you don't have any experience in competitive programming also, simply you have a whole data structure and algorithm concept, like practicing on lead code or Geek for Geeks or some other like database and algorithm based website, so or interview preparation website, so that will be sufficient. I would not suggest, like I would not totally focus on the competitive programming part, like star doesn't matter at all. But yeah, if you want a certain idea, then I would say that 2 to 3 stars is sufficient for final round.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, I would tell that the best way is to like totally focus on the data structure algorithm to clear this kind of interviews and examination, practicing on cheat code or interview bit. Yeah, that will give much more benefits.
Okay. Okay, Aditya. So coming to the advantage round,
Yeah.
like, how was it first?
First of all, it was totally surprising. I was not considering that this kind of level up in the third round. They have they were
Three question.
they cleared in the mail, notification mail mail itself, that it's a optional round. Okay. So whether you like it, whether you want or don't, means if you want to give, then you can give. If you don't want to give, then you will also get an interview, but that was for lower package. So there were three hand-on coding questions, and yeah, programming language was same, means Java and Python only. So first Python and Java ही था ना, याद है?
हाँ हाँ हाँ
Okay, so
यार
there,
नहीं और भी ऑप्शंस था आई डोंट थिंक इस पे डिस्ट्रैक्शन नहीं है
ठीक है, तो रिस्ट्रिक्शन वाला हटा देते हैं. Okay.
हटाएंगे नहीं रहेगा ना ऐसे कैसे
Okay, so there were three hand-on coding questions in the advantage round. The first one was between easy to medium. The second one was in the
I
medium
disagree,
category.
guys.
Yeah.
I disagree. All the three of them were really
But
tough.
मैंने एक बहुत but there was like a hack in one of the question that we got in that question. We'll be coming to it later. So first one was between easy to medium. Second one was medium, and the third one was pretty hard. Like yeah, it required a good practice in the data
Yeah,
structure
that is of
analysis.
course.
Yeah.
Uh, Acha Aditya, like one thing which you will see, there is no cutoff for the advantage round. Like whenever you go to internet and search on what is the cutoff one for the advantage round, you won't get anything. So like what was the cutoff? Any
Yeah,
idea?
basically going through the internet, like how the like previous year results were out, and studying all those things, I come to know that there were weightage on like how much test cases were passed in each of the questions. So based on that only, we were the result of advantage round was given. If someone has made the third question, which was the hard one, means with all test case passed, that will be considered with of more weightage. So it was more not focused on the like percentage. It was more toward the weightage of the question. So on this basis, the results were out for the advantage round. And also, if someone like with good weightage in the advantage round, they also got power programmer interview opportunity also, means to clear
We were
like
not
give
one of them.
no, we were DSE.
Yeah, we were.
You got confused.
That PPI is a
That
very
was
confusing thing.
pre-placement interview. Not
Yeah.
power programmer interview.
Okay, Aditya. So, like, if you don't mind, like, what was the score of percentage, or percentage which you get in the advantage round?
So the first question we were able to solve it completely. All test cases were passed. So we got the 100% in that question. In the second question, it was
There was
like it was medium, and we got an hack. Like we just divided the input with two, and we printed it, and we got the 50% test case passed. And yeah, and the third question was hard question, and honestly, like I was not prepared for that question, and I also didn't practiced up to that difficulty of questions. So it was difficult for me to solve that third question. So yeah, it was exactly I would say
yeah,
that
but
151%,
later on,
means
it's
151
just
point out of 300.
okay. Yeah, but I would like to say now, like in Infosys Infytq, search for hacks because later on, I got to know in the third question, which was the hardest question. If we just reverse the first character and print it, okay, that is the answer for around 60% test cases.
Okay, after the
So there was a
examination I
hack.
did.
Yeah, there was a hack in the third question also. In the
Okay.
second question also there was a hack. So like this points actually matter. So I will really suggest look for hacks.
Yeah, means observe the question and input output pattern. Like go through some five to means not 5 to 10, means 2 to 3 inputs, input
Yeah,
output, and observe the test cases how input or outputs are going on. If you get an hack by luck, it doesn't happen every time. So don't
yeah, it
don't
doesn't happen.
don't totally depend on the luck and the hack part. We are just for like giving 2 to 3 minutes over the observation of input output. And yeah, if you get something, just try. If there is no means point cutting on the if some
Yeah,
test cases fail, then you can try some hack. It
it's
doesn't matter.
totally upon you.
Yeah.
Okay. So Aditya, coming to the interview. So like, what did they majorly focus on, and what was the
Yeah,
interview like?
so in so the interview, like after the 2 months of the advantage round, we suddenly got, after a long wait of the result from
Yeah,
the Infosys, we got the interview mails. Like the Yeah, in the interview means like I have qualified, means cleared the advantage round successfully, and I'm getting the pre-placement interview opportunity from the Infosys for the digital specialist engineer role.
Yes.
So after getting the notification, they told that within 1 month we will have our interview process going on. So in July itself, we like the interviews were scheduled, and so the
You know, all of us
interviewer,
were scheduled in the same day.
yeah, I mean, like for one college, from mine college only, the whole interview process, like those who were selected for the interviews, all of them had the interview on the same day, same day only. So, so the interview was both like technical plus HR interview of 40 minutes and was scheduled over the Cisco meeting. So
Okay.
the interviewer first, like the as the beginning of the interview, it goes on first of all introduction of the interviewer itself. Then interviewer asked me to introduce myself. Then he asked about my hobbies, and that was part that where the most of the HR, like 2 to 3 HR questions were asked in the introduction itself. Like he asked about my hobbies, and then how means what are, like in the hobbies particularly, he asked some of like how how I spend my लीज मीन्स लीज क्या उसको बोलते
It's
हैं लीज.
lockdown.
हाँ नहीं नहीं लॉकडाउन नहीं
Lock.
मीन्स खाली
Leisure,
टाइम.
leisure time.
Liz, how I spend my leisure time, leisure time, and all those things. So I just we have just normal talk. Like basically, interviewer want to see that how well I can, means how well is my communication skills and all those things. Second, now after those introduction and all the communication skills testing, all those things, he came to, means he asked about my projects, whatever projects were in my
That
CV.
is the
He said,
part he got stuck.
yeah. I'm telling you, it was like interesting part. So when coming to the like when he come to the project part, he simply asked me to go through the each and every project that were mentioned in the CV. So there were 3 projects. I just gone through the each and every project. Like I might mixed some 2 to 3 point of one project to another, and might not exactly. I didn't remember because all 3 projects I have to explain, and yeah. So he asked me to go through the one of my project, means the project which was
Go
top
through the
in the on the top of my CV, to go through it, means with detailed. So I simply shared the link of my project where it was hosted, and I also screen shared my project. Yeah, this one is the advice. Like whenever an interviewer would ask for your project. So if you have some project based on the web technology or mobile app technology, so you should must host it on some host it, you should must host it or publish it to the Play Store. So at the time of interview, the interviewer can see the website or app himself. So it will be much easier to explain your projects. So yeah, I
and
just
it also creates an impact.
yeah, means impact on the interviewer, like yeah, he's serious about his work and the field in which he or she is working. So I just sent the website link in the chat box and started my screen sharing after asking to the interview, must ask to the interview. Okay. So
Right.
so yeah, so I started my screen sharing and just give the detailed explanation, like what are the tech stacks I have used, what were my roles and responsibility in the project, and how I overcome the challenges, and what were the new things I learned during the during the development of this project. And in the project, like I was in the front, like in the front end part. So I just clear cut told the interview, like I was the front end lead, and my whole and soul work was in the totally looking into the front end matter and developing the front end part only. But I don't know from where he get the idea to go into the DevOps. He asked me 3 times. I give he asked me the how how was what was the process of the DevOps, means what was the process involved in the deployment part, and how did you means deployed it on the
Miserable.
GCP. Yeah, I have a means a bit idea about like how it is hosted on the GCP. So I given him like first time I have given in the like DevOps technology, which like where it is hosted, where the database is been hosted, and all those things. After that, he asked me about a few questions about backend. Then again he came to the like, can you please again explain about the DevOps part, like how you hosted it, every introduction. Then he said, okay, okay, so let's come to the technical question so the first technical question was the most shocking question, and like the most shocking question in my interview
career.
interview career name, like any uh, video conference technical means technical conversation experience. Like he asked me about the who is the father of C++. Okay. I was in shock. He asked you also.
Father of C++.
Okay, and don't go so far. Father of C++ Subham viral. So the second question was also the shocking one. Who is the father of Java? And honestly, I didn't remember both of them. So he then come to the Java means object-oriented programming concept itself. He asked me about means the technical aspects of the means whatever the OOPS and Java part. After that, like he asked me means some of the questions on again my hobbies only. Like I included one of my hobbies in the like I like cooking. So he asked some genuine questions about like cooking, what are my favorite dishes, and what are the things I would like to cook in my like whenever I get bored, or what are the dishes, what are my favorite dishes. So yeah, this was the whole interview process. And yeah.
Nice. But like in my case, like your was much of an interview. In my case, it was more like a discussion. Like we were discussing regarding the latest incoming technologies in the web development and all such things. So like the interviewers of Infosys are good.
Yeah,
Not
means they need to have conversation, but I don't know why my interview got stuck on the father and the DevOps. I don't know. But yeah, it was nice experience, and I didn't like.
okay. Okay, Aditya. So coming to the final thing, how did it feel when you got the mail like you have received the DS, final offer?
I was just looking for the congratulation word in the subject is like inbox itself. So it as soon as I saw the mail, it was written, congratulations, you have cleared the pre-placement interview, and we offer you the digital specialist engineer role in the Infosys. And yeah, means the time it took, and the patience level it took for the waiting was means
Out
totally
of
out
the
of
world.
imagination. Yeah, means waiting 2 months after giving the advantage round for this result was means full of patience. And it was, how can I explain, like first like it was my second interview, and in the second interview I got placed. And yeah, it was a good experience for me, and I also came to know that what are the things I need to improve in my career further. Mock test, whether they have the previous year questions only, and mock test not like giving some random questions. They have the proper previous year question in the same manner as
Pattern.
they would
Yeah.
conduct the examination. And I would say that if another company's mock test help or not, but interviews means Infosys mock test will definitely help in clearing the Infytq. Yeah, so definitely go through the mock test of the Infytq.
Tips
It
and
was,
tricks.
yeah, the front end was very good. Like I liked the UI of the Infytq website. First of all, it was the best. Like yeah, considering the any examination I have given.
Acha, Aditya, what is the importance of good projects in the interview of Infosys?
Yeah, coming to the projects, like it is my the strength of my CV is the project itself. Yeah, definitely I would
Very
tell that.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah, the project, like I would not tell that totally focus on project and leave the data structure and algorithm, because if you are in CSC, then data structure and algorithm must be in your blood. Yeah, if you don't have project, then it is considerable, but if you don't have data structure and algorithm, it's not considerable. And so projects, like I cleared, means this interview of Infosys totally based on the project only.
Okay. One more thing, was there any cutoff for CGPA or something like that?
No, 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 means I don't think so key for cutoff.
I also don't know that.
But
They
after
don't
the,
much give
yeah,
importance.
but I would say that when I got the pre-placement interview, they have my all the details and academic backgrounds on their. They told me to go through the all the registration process, means again they need my personal details and all the academic details on their website only. So there they asked about the backlogs, whatever the backlogs I have, and whole of my marks they asked. They Yeah, they asked me the
From
average
end to, yeah, I
average
got it.
CGPA. So they may have gone, means they may have evaluated based on that also. But I don't think so. Ki based on the CGPA, they would have discriminated. Backlog may have impacted some of,
Yeah,
means
yeah.
those who have backlogs, but I would not say that CGPA would matter.
So I guess that was it, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Shubham.
Aditya. Thank you for joining us
It was
on
good
this awesome
experience for
video.
me.
Yeah,
It was good experience for me also. First
same here,
YouTube
bro.
video.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, तब तक के लिए sayonara, tata, bye bye. And those who are watching this video, if you learned anything, if it have helped you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
We both like.
Yeah, yeah, means definitely that red button, that thumbs up, and share button also. Definitely go through this also, because the YouTube UI is very simple.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So, tata.
Okay. Bye.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.